Hey there everybody, it's Vanessa here, motivational speaker and head coach at Live, Love, Give, and today I'm coming to you on a bit of a day where I think the world is a little bit shooken up, and I want to send a message first and foremost to all those in London and all of those across the globe. I know we're all impacted by what's just happened and what is currently happening, and yeah, my heart is going out to everybody out there who is affected, like we all are. And that's where I wanted to start this message. And it really inspired me today to create this message for you guys, which is all about finding the balance and the beauty in the turmoil and the ugliness. And I know it's really challenging when we're in it, when we're in that moment, to find the other side, to find the beauty, to find the balance. So I'm not expecting that any of us can get there right here, right now, but I do challenge you to think about that, and I want to talk more into that throughout our time together this morning. Just want to say a quick hi to you guys who have joined me, Charlie and Lewis and Shooter and Anyetta and Craig and Nick. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I feel kind of connected to you guys because I know we're all, when a major event happens around the world like this, I feel that we are all impacted no matter our proximity to the event. So thank you guys for joining me, and Huang and Laval, thank you so much guys. And it's really funny how this stuff happens. Yesterday afternoon I was out for a coffee with my mum, and we were just having a conversation, and we were talking and reminiscing about where we were a year ago. And a year ago at this time now, we were actually both in America together, and we were having this bit of this mother-daughter trip, the trip of a lifetime, and it was a funny scenario. My mum was really talking into the fact that she didn't want to go to America, and she was kind of scared to go to America. And it was my dream. I really wanted to get to New York. I'd never been before. I was excited. And ultimately I was doing some work over in Texas, and I was going to have to be going by myself. And my mum was like, "No, you're not going by yourself." She was too scared because she had some fears going on around America, the gun laws and the stuff that we're not so used to here in Australia. So that mindset, right? And, we were talking about how awesome our time was, like how many magic moments we created, how just the experience was second to none. There are memories that we'll take and have and treasure for a lifetime. And she was saying, she's so grateful that she got over her fears, and she got over that possibility of pain, that was going to keep her from experiencing the equal possibility of gain, the gain that we got from creating those magic moments and experiences, rather than staying trapped by the possibility of pain, and potential terrorist attacks or guns going off, or like there was the other week, a car plowing through through Times Square, and all of that sort of stuff. But the funny thing is, that happened here in Melbourne not too long ago, about a month ago. The same thing happened. And it's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you get trapped in that possibility of pain, and that stops you from experiencing the equal possibility of gain, that's you're losing your life. You're losing all the possibilities of those experiences, those things that make our lives matter, that make our lives worth it, that give us those hopes, those dreams, those experiences, those memories, those better connections and relationships, whatever it is. And that's why, I wanted to use that as an example, seeing as what's happened. We've woken up to the news that's what's happening in London. And I think that, another little quick story about that is when I went to London for the first time, when I was about 17 years old, I went with my mum and dad at the time, and my mum was too scared to go on the London Eye. She thought that's a hot spot for terrorists, and she didn't want to go there. And I eventually got her to get over that and go, and we had a great experience. But there's so many times that, you know, we're holding ourselves back. We're trapped in that need for safety and security. We get totally overwhelmed by what's happening in our lives, in the world, and we allow that to disempower ourselves from making decisions and recognizing that we can't predict the future, but we can allow our projection of the future to stop us from having the magic moments and experiences that ultimately we're all here to have in life. So I hope that this message is valuable to you. I want to just check in with you guys and see how you're going. Yes, thank you so much. Vet, thank you for joining. And Brian, awesome to have you back. And Piero, nice to have you. Thank you so much. And Adeniran, oh my gosh, I'm hopeless with your names. I'm so sorry, but it's awesome to have you. And my great friend Hassani, I love having you here. Thank you so much. And guys, I want to hear from you guys. You know, what's going on for you right now? What's your experience with the news that you've been hit in terms of this new London terrorist attack? What's going on for you? What's going on in your world? And I want to send a message to you guys, because I feel that if you're somebody who's watching a video like this, then you're somebody who is building that level of consciousness, and you're probably the leader in your life, you know, in your family relationships, friendships, circles, and things like that. And what I would say to you is, how's your family handling this sort of stuff? Do they get caught up? Do they get really wrapped up in the news? Do they get scared? Do they get anxious? Does it make them change their travel plans? Does it make them, you know, want to just stay in lockdown? What is it? What's that experience going on in your lives, in those relationships? Or is it happening for you right now and you're putting yourself in lockdown and you're letting the fears and, you know, that possibility of pain trap you and disempower you from fully experiencing all that you have to gain? I'd love to hear from you guys, and awesome to have you, David and Mao. Thank you so much for joining me today. And you guys, you have any questions, any comments, definitely let me know, because today's message is ultimately challenging you on your perspective, having a look at how you're going in terms of, you know, how much you're holding yourself back because of the possibility of pain in your future that doesn't yet exist, rather than shifting your focus to the possibility, the equal possibility of having gain. And thank you so much, Stefan, I love having you here, and thank you for your kind words. Much appreciated. And guys, I also had that message I you know, that's sort of intertwined with this, which is, you know, finding the balance and the beauty in the turmoil and the ugliness. And, you know, I'm a big believer that there are all, you know, like Tony Robbins would say, what's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. What Dr. John DeMartini, another great mentor of mine, you know, he's always talking into, you know, the balance. There is always another side. There is always, everything is always in balance. So it's where we choose to focus. It's what we, you know, where we choose to make that focus. And if that's the negative side that disempowers us, makes us stay small, traps us, or do we choose to find the balance, to see the beauty in the ugliness, you know, to find the balance in the turmoil? And that's my challenge to you guys today, is to balance your emotions out. Feel the pain, feel the anger, feel the sadness, feel through it. Just don't stay stuck there. You know, find the beauty. I you know, one thing that I always notice in times like this, and they seem to be happening, you know, quite regularly really in the world, you know, I focus on the beauty of humanity, the people out there who want to make a difference, who, when something like this happens, they step up. You know, I just watched this incredible news scene just before I hit record on this, from this man, this Londoner, who was, you know, having a recount. He was a bar owner, and he was recounting what happened and how he was, you know, connecting with these individuals who, you know, just strangers in this huge pub, in this huge gig that they were all at, and you know, recounting what happened for him, what was going on, how he was trying to save people. You know, it brings tears to my eyes just to see the beauty and how we as humans step up. We step up in times of crisis, in times of turmoil, and we show love. And that to me is the beauty in the turmoil. And yeah, it makes me feel emotional. It makes me feel connected to the depth of who we are, because, you know, we can go to these gigs, these pubs, we can have fun, and we don't have any sort of real connection with humanity, with those other people. But something happens where we need to step up as a human being, and wow, like, you see the beauty, you see the depth, you see the love that we can have for another human being who before this moment we didn't even know existed. So that's the beauty in the turmoil that I choose to focus on, and I hope you guys do as well. And I definitely do not condone any of this behavior, any of these circumstances, but I do know that I can't control them, but what I can control is my perspective, what I make things mean, and ultimately finding the beauty in the turmoil, because I know for me, that's going to propel me forward. That's going to help me, you know, access higher levels of my potential. Seeing the beauty in others is the most powerful thing you can ever do as a human being. So I really love that. I want to just check in with you guys. I know you've made a couple of comments. And Hassani, I probably should stay more engaged with the news, but I do not stay on top of everything that's going around in the world. Overall, I try to keep my outlook positive rather than dwelling on the negative. And you know what, Hassani? I absolutely love hearing that. I've got the same perspective. I never watch the news. Like, it's literally that my mum and my dad or my family members will alert me to some sort of thing that happened in the world, and I might have a look what's going on, or, you know, something pops up on Facebook or something. Because ultimately, if you really listen to the news each and every day, how, like, the ratio between the positive and the negative is completely out of balance. And if you keep filling your mind with that negativity about the rapes, the murders, the, you know, the theft, the whatever it is that's just consistently being shown on the news, like, you will get around in life thinking you got to protect yourself, thinking what's around the next corner, and you're missing the beauty, because where we choose to focus becomes our reality, and it becomes how we see the world, you know. So I love you sharing that perspective, Hassani. I definitely share it with you, so thank you so much. And Bill, nice of you to join. And hi Chris, nice to have you. Awesome, guys. I hope that today's message has resonated with you. You know, I hope that you can find the beauty in the turmoil and that ugliness. And, you know, I hope that, you know, you and your family and your friends around the world are all safe today, and you're not allowing a circumstance like this to disempower you. You're stepping up, you are taking ownership. You know, you are not focusing on the things you can't control. You're focusing on finding the balance, not condoning this sort of behavior, but finding the balance and the beauty so that it doesn't affect you as a human being from reaching your highest potential and creating great relationships with amazing human beings around the world. So I absolutely love that you guys have joined me. Thank you so much. I hope that you around the world, you know, you are still having an amazing day despite the news, and that I want to send you all of my love and energy, and sending you, yeah, lots and lots of gratitude and blessings, and hope you're all safe. Hope that this message has resonated with you, and please let me know any questions, comments. I love engaging with you guys, and particularly to you guys who've joined me live, you know, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.